vision in the zone. Let's ride, let's go. Sunrise low, waves moving slow. Yeah, line drops deep, heart start to race. Feeling that pull, smile on my face.
Hooks that ride, smooth and clean. Fish on the line, living my dream. No stress, just peace on the water. Chasing that bite like it's all that matters. Yeah. Jetty fishing, we vibing. Every cast got that timing. Jetty fishing, we vibing. Perfect weather outside, so you know we grinding. Jetty fishing, we vibing. From the dock to the deep, we shining. Jetty fishing, keep riding.
Yo, what's up everybody? Thank you for tuning in to the video today. Before we crack into the video today, do me a favor. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that share button. Leave a like, leave a comment, share this content with somebody. Let them know how much you enjoy this content and let them know that there's something amazing happening over here that you want to be a part of, right? So without further ado, let's crack into the video for today. So today's video, I'm just giving you a simple breakdown about how we caught fish on Lake Travis, right? So Lake Travis was the first tournament of our Texas Bass Nation season, right? So if you've been following my channel, following me fishing, knowing everything that I like to do, right? I was a hardcore, like I'm throwing soft plastics, finesse guy, right? And as time progressed, I just kind of fallen in love with the whole power fishing, throwing cranks, top waters, moving baits, all of the sorts, right? Just being one of those power fishing guys. And you know, the club that I fish with, we fish a lot of East Texas lakes. So we're fishing like Fork and we fish Palestine. What else going that way? So Bob Sandlin, all of that stuff like that, right? We fish East Texas and all that cute stuff, right? And don't get me wrong, I love those lakes. They're fun. I don't always do so hot once we go east, but West Texas, man, there's something about when we go west, man, the way those lakes set up. I just seem to have a good time when I go out there. And I can find some fish when I go there. So, you know, we fished Lake Travis a few years ago with the Texas Bass Nation trail, and I did it a few years ago. I think that was like one of my first videos that I posted on the channel, right? Fishing Lake Travis. And it was a fun time, caught some fish, and just knew that, hey, we're going back out there. This is another opportunity for me to get out here on this particular body of water and just have fun again, right? And kick the year off, you know what I mean, the 2026 Bass Nation season out. Like, let's go hard, right? So, man, we went out there, and I was just having a great time, just excited about getting there. Just a little backstory. So I coach at a private school. The school I coach at, I coach soccer, and the team ended up making playoffs. So we had a playoff game on a Friday night, and we had to go out of town for a playoff game. From the playoff game, which was a couple hours away, we had to drive back to the school. Got back to the school, drove back to my home, got my car. I told my wife, I said, hey, I need you to go with me, go out of town with me. And then I called my sister because if you guys didn't know, my wife is pregnant. Woo, we're expecting our first child. So I didn't want her to go by herself and just kind of be stuck by herself. I was like, hey, let me get my sister to come with us. So my sister came along with us, and I think we left. I think where I got to where my sister stays, I think I got there about maybe like 1 something in the morning. Got to my sister's house about 1 in the morning, and I think we left Dallas area around 3-ish in the morning. So I probably had I would say maybe about an hour worth of sleep, and got in the car, drove so we could get to the lunch, so I could be on time and everything. We left about 3 in the morning, so I could get there. And got there, I was super excited. I was a little tired in my body, just because a lot of moving pieces, a lot of moving parts, and just kind of been traveling. Friday, and then early Saturday morning and knowing that I'm gonna have to fish a tournament, man. So we got there to the ramp, got everything loaded in the boat, and I was like, hey, I fished out here before. Granted, different to the conditions when I fished it the first time and the conditions now. Two different bodies of water. There was more water in the lake this time around, and the first time we fished it, it was cooler water, and it was cooler outside. This day it was a little warm, and yeah, it was like, okay, cool. This feels a little cool. Let's see how we're gonna do. And we started the day, and the first bait that I was using early in the day, I was using a Bill Lewis, their new bait, the hammer trap, right? And I was using it in the shad pattern. So I'm gonna put a picture of that bait right here. Boom. Gotcha. All right, bang. So it was the Bill Lewis hammer trap, and this was a bait that I was using early in the day, and I was able to hook up with a fish. And so I caught one fish and I lost one fish. Now the fish that I lost, I don't think that it was big. Of course I don't think that it's big, because who wants to admit if they lost a big fish? Nobody. I'm not gonna say I lost a big fish. I'm gonna say it's mild, tiny, little baby thing, right? So I end up losing a little fish on the Bill Lewis hammer trap, and I kind of noticed that the bite was a little different with that bait, as far as I was getting bit, but the frequency of bites in between, it was kind of taking a second, and it kind of like I got two quick bites and I stopped getting bit on it. So I switched from throwing the Bill Lewis hammer trap, and I switched over to another bait that I like to use. It's a bait that I thoroughly enjoy throwing. If you follow my channel for a long time, and if you go back and look at the Lake Travis video, my first video that I put on my channel, it was the same exact bait that I was using then, just a different color. And that bait is the Berkeley Fritz side, right? It's a great bait. I'm gonna put a picture of it right here, especially in the color that I was using on this particular day. All right, bet. So that particular bait, man, like a lot of times, people like to throw it in cooler water temperature. This is another bait that you can throw year round and still have success and catch fish on, right? So I was throwing the Berkeley Fritz side, and also because I switched from the Bill Lewis hammer trap to the Fritz side because I wanted to control the depth and everything, right? I want to make sure that I was going a particular depth and just throwing this, right? As far as I'm using this bait. So I took this bait and I'm using it, and kind of throwing it up against the bank and just kind of reeling it slow from the bank, from the shallow water, just letting that bait dive. And there were a couple moments we were able to kind of position the boat, and I was able to make some parallel casts to the bank, and just making these parallel casts down the bank and just bringing it right along the rock edges of Lake Travis. So if you fish Lake Travis, if you're familiar with the area, you know that lake has a lot of like rock ledges and rock cliffs that you can really just kind of throw your baits and stuff off of. So throwing my baits off of that, and I was able to catch catch some smallmouth and couple smaller little largemouth bass. And just really, I'm getting bit, but nothing really of size, and nothing really to brag about and be like, oh my god, I gotta. It's just okay. That's cute. It's cute. So just catching some fish like that, and kept going through, and I was able, to pick up a few fish here and there, and it was cool. And I also switched from that because it got to a point where I just wasn't getting bit. The frequency of that bite kind of died off as well. And I ended up switching from the Berkeley Fritz side. I started throwing a 6-inch little square bill crankbait that I had, which I got that a couple years ago when I was subscribed to the 6 Cent Sack, which is their monthly subscription, where they give you, I would say about 5 or 6 baits that are part of their collection for you to try, sample, and give you an idea of what it is that to kind of learn about their baits and things that they have. So if you're interested in stuff like that, this is all cool stuff to go after, go check out and do, right? I'm not sponsored by any of that, whatever like that. So you guys just check that out, right? Boom. So they go through, and we have a great time. I'm catching fish, good time out on the water, just not getting quality bites, right? And so the guy that I'm fishing with, his name is Andrew. He's an amazing guy, great guy. I love fishing with him. That's one thing as a non-boater, and I want to tell all my fellow non-boaters out there, right? take advantage of the opportunity to be in the boat with somebody else and learn from them, right? Learn what it is that they do, learn what it is, how they break down waters, learn how they process things, right? And I think it also helps you learn what to do and what not to do, right? You're going to learn things and habits, and you're going to see them do things that you like. You may see some things that you don't like. And I'm not talking about things that you don't like as far as a personal character or anything like that. I'm talking about things that you don't like as far as, that's maybe not the style or the way that I would approach fishing a particular thing or whatever, right? Everybody has their ways that they like to do things, right? So that's one thing as a non-boater. You get an opportunity to kind of learn. And so Andrew, I mean, I'm talking about, when I say laying the hammer down, he was laying the hammer down on these fish, right? He was catching fish at the same rate that I was catching fish. He was catching bigger fish than what I was catching. And I was like, oh my God, like I'm looking at like, what is he using? What's going on? And I paid attention, and he was using a spinner bait. So I switched. I think I had a chatterbait or something tied on. I took the chatterbait off, tied on the spinner bait on one of my rods, and he's still like laying the hammer down on them. I cannot get a bite on my spinnerbait. So I looked at his spinnerbait, looked at mine, and he was using more of a shad pattern spinnerbait. I was using a spinnerbait that was a similar shad pattern, but it just had a little chartreuse in it, right? But the difference between his spinnerbait and mine was his spinnerbait had the gold blades, mine had the silver blades. And so I was telling him, I was like, hey, I'm not getting bit or whatever. I'm struggling to get the bite. And I said, I think it's because your blades are gold and mine's is silver. And luckily enough, I mean, especially when you have a good boater, you're building good relationships with people. I mean, great things happen. And the great thing that happened that day, Andrew said, hey man, look down there. I believe I have another spinner bait, a few more of them. Grab one and tie it on. And so I was like, oh man, this is awesome. This is cool. Thank you so much. And I tied it on. And when I tell you, me and Andrew probably went through a 250, maybe 300 yard stretch where I'm talking about, it was like fish catch after fish catch after fish catch after fish catch. Now you'll be like, okay, you saying all of this, but I don't see that many fish catches in the video. All right, promise y'all, listen, we did catch a bunch of fish. I'm having this little love-hate relationship with GoPro right now. You know what I mean? I'm thinking about making some changes and some adjustments. I'm just trying to figure out when I want to kind of test some stuff out or whatever. Because, I mean, GoPro, I like it. I've been using it for years. But it's like here lately, it's been bugging out on me. So, I don't know. We're gonna check it out and see, right? But I promise you, we caught a bunch of fish. We went down the stretch and we were just catching fish. And I'm talking about, fish after fish after fish after fish after fish. And it was just like a crazy stretch. So, while we're going down this stretch, I actually see a bass up on the bed. And I was like, hey, yo, Andrew, I see a bass right here. It's up on the bed. It's just chilling right there. He's like, all right, cool. We're going to keep going down this stretch, keep fishing, and, we'll circle back. Because this is going towards the end of the tournament. He's like, we'll circle back, and we'll hit that spot on our way out. Just remember where it's at. We'll hit it on our way out, and we can go on from there. So we kept going down this stretch, and I'm talking about we're catching fish. I'm talking about so many fish. It's just so crazy. And in the midst of me throwing the spinnerbait as well, I was alternating between spinnerbait and crankbait. It's like if I'm not getting bit on the spinnerbait for a second, I throw the crank, lay the hammer on the crank. If they stop biting the crank, throw the spinnerbait. Throw the spinnerbait out there, they hit the spinnerbait. It's so fun, right, man? And so that's where the one clip came from, because I still needed a bigger bite. And Andrew was like, hey man, there's a lay down right here. And if I throw right here, I already know it's a fish gonna be right there. But I'm gonna give you this cast. And y'all, when I tell y'all, listen, your boy was struggling this day. I don't know what was going on. Maybe because I hadn't fished in a minute or something, but your boy was struggling. And I couldn't make a good cast to save my life. Struggling. And so it took me about four casts to actually make a good cast right there, and ended up losing that fish, right? So ended up losing that fish, but oh well, hey, it's funny. It makes for good content. So we go through and we go down that stretch, we catch fish, we circle back, and we get to where the bass was on the bed. And I'm talking about the wind. Wind had been blowing quite frequently throughout the day. And it's like as soon as we got there to the bed, the wind had died off prior to that. As soon as we got to the bed, the wind wanted to act up again and start blowing. So it's kind of hard to see the fish for a second. And then, fish kind of moving around, and your boy still struggling, trying to make a little cast from here to there. I'm talking about not even a far cast, boy, just struggling. Right? Finally made a cast, hooked up with that bass, man. And I was able, and pause, before we go there, I was throwing a Zoom speed crawl. So that's the last bait that I used. It was white Zoom speed crawl. That's what I caught that bass on the bed with. And I was able to get my limit for the day, was able to upgrade some fish. And I think I ended the day with about 6 or so pounds on the day. So in the Texas Bass Nation tournaments, as a non-boater, I only need 3 fish. And as boaters need 5 fish. And so Andrew had a solid limit. I had a solid limit. I mean, I wasn't confident in it. I kind of knew what I needed a little bit more than what I had, but I was confident. I was like, hey, this all I got. This is what I got. And you know how they say, is it enough? Make it enough.
Wait a minute. What's this? This ain't enough. Make it enough.
Type energy. Man, make it enough. Whatever, right? So it wasn't enough. I ended up taking third. In this tournament, which, I mean, first tournament of the year, I'll take it. First time of the year. Just kind of getting back in the swing of fishing. I knew the pressure and everything that I put on myself, which is, I'm running I want to be angler of the year. I feel like last year I went on a great run, and this year I wanted to build off of that momentum and really kind of get that angler of the year trophy, do all that. And just third place, not bad, not what I wanted, but I'm excited about the fact that I was able to go out there, catch fish, learn some things, and just kind of have some fun out there on the water. So before we end this video, I want to make sure I give you guys all the baits one more time so you guys don't forget. Right, these 4 baits that I used. Number 1 was the Bill Lewis hammer trap. The second bait that I used was the Berkeley Fritz side. The third bait, this spinner bait, is made by Santone Lures, right? So you want to check them out. Santone Lures, this is their spinner bait. Fourth bait that I used was a Zoom speed crawl, right? So these are the 4 baits that I used in this particular tournament, which helped me to go out and catch fish on Lake Travis on this day, right? To kick off our Texas Bass Nation season. So first tournament with Bass Nation, ended in 3rd place. Not what I wanted, but hey, didn't get last. I'll take it as a win, right? So kicked off the season and just had a great time out on the water. And man, I hope you guys enjoyed this simple breakdown, just of some simple baits and some simple things that we were doing out there on the water, right? So by chance, if you haven't seen that video, do me a favor, click this link above, go back, and you can watch the Lake Travis video. If you have not seen it, right? Click that, go back, watch that video. And then this video here will make a lot more sense to you if you hadn't already seen that video. But without further ado, thank you guys so much for checking in, watching in, coming in, and looking at this video today. Your viewing this video, your support, everything that you do, man, the messages, all the stuff you guys do, man, I really appreciate it. The comments, the critiques, the adjustments, the ideas, all of those things, man. I take all of those things and I try to apply those things to my fishing. So everything does not go in one end out the next, right? Man, this is a community we're building, and I'm grateful that you guys are a part of what's happening over here on the JD Fishing YouTube channel. So thank you guys so much. If you're not already, do me a favor. Also, linked in the description below is going to be all my other social media. So I'm talking about the Instagram, the Facebook, the TikTok. Do me a favor. Go through, hit those links down there. Subscribe to and follow me on YouTube. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, right? Go through, follow me on those pages, help me get my numbers up on those pages, support me on those pages, and it goes a long way just for you clicking on a button, joining a part, and being a part of the family, right? Just be a part of the family. So without further ado, share this content, like it up, leave a comment, and yeah. See you guys. Be safe out there. Love y'all. Until next time.
Chasing that bite like it's all that matters. JD fishing, we vibing. Every cat's got that time. JD fishing, we vibing. Perfect weather outside, so you know we grinding. We vibing. From the dock to the D, we shining. JD fishing, keep riding.